Okay guys, it's Monday, 31 May, and this is my update for Monday. It's also my sister Leslie's birthday, so happy birthday, Leslie. Here's the garden update. Things are looking better. It looks like I've got the blight on the run. It's not totally out. As you can see, the garden's looking thinner, but that's just because I've trimmed a lot of stuff off the bottom. My cherry tomato plant right there, it's still having some problems. Actually, you can see right in there, but I think a lot of my trouble is coming from overwatering. And why I say overwatering is that first I was watering daily for like 10 minutes with the watering system, and then we had some rain, and I came out here for a few days in a row, and the dew was just the leaves were inundated with water. So I've cut back my manual watering a bunch, to like every 2 days. So on the third day it'll water, and things are looking okay. I'm getting a lot of tomatoes. I harvested some cherry tomatoes off there yesterday. You can see I'm getting some color on some of them. The other tomatoes are still looking big. The strawberries have slowed down significantly, but I think that was because they were getting overwatered. So I've got the 2 cherry tomato plants that are doing Gangster, Super Buster. This is one of the celebrity tomatoes. I think every tomato bush I have now at least has 1 or 2 tomatoes on it. I mean, look at this little sucker right here. He's looking good. That's one of the celebrities. This is one of the big boy plants, and this one's got a bunch. So at this point, so this is my first time doing gardening, so I didn't understand that these tomato plants weren't going to live forever. Like, you know, they were going to, summer was going to come and kill them off or blunt them. I didn't understand determinants versus indeterminates. So at this point, I'm kind of trying to plan for a summer crop, which I believe is going to be okra. And then I was going to salvage some suckers off of these that have gotten out of control and plant some secondary tomatoes. So like right here, you can see a big old sucker right there. Haven't trimmed that off. So trim him off, trim that fella off. Go ahead and put them in some, water and soil, and then set up for round 2, because my determinate tomatoes, once it gets really hot, I guess they're gonna die off. And after they've given their bunch of there's the pups, once they've given their dew. The cucumber plant, half of it looks terrible. That's terrible. So I believe tomorrow I'm going to cut out all of this. These little cucumbers right here were stunted because of the problem I had. Over here, the cucumbers continue to grow and new leaves continue to sprout up, but by keeping this part on there, I believe I'm infecting the good part. And over there on the good part, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 cucumbers. So, yeah, some pretty good ones too. And man, I ate one of those. Those were delish. So the basil's doing good. I haven't really used the basil for anything. This basil started to flower, and so my understanding is that changes the flavor. Once it flowers, so that it's not as good. I don't know what that means. So I'll try it out. This tomato plant here is doing good, and it's got a tomato. And then this is the late comer, the squash plant. And so I have been watering the squash plant with these water bottles. They seem to be working okay. And the additional water has caused them to bust out. So I guess even this big old pot, the pot's not big enough for both of those plants. I gave one to my neighbor, and he planted it on the side of his house. But we're just going to let these 2 battle it out. So with the increased water, they seem to be doing much better. So let's go over here. What I'm actually thinking about doing is running my drip hose down the fence, attaching it with zip ties, and then taking my second hose and clicking it to the drip hose, and then I'd run the 1/2 inch across the fence and then put the a 1/4 inch into the buckets. And then I would have two, because I've got 2 water timers. So I would have 2 water timers, and then that way I could have that. I could have both on that. So these are the determinate. These things have taken off in the last couple weeks. These are celebrity tomatoes. They've been getting blooms on them, but I don't see any tomatoes yet. Just seeing blooms. And so I've been coming over here, agitating the blooms, trying to get them pollinated, but the plants look good. Oh, wait, no, look way down there at the bottom. Way down there. I can't zoom in this mode, but right down there at the bottom, there's some tomatoes right next to the bottom. That's hysterical. Well, heck, maybe they get big, and hopefully the squirrels won't eat them. But these were my consolation prize plants that came in the planter. And actually what they were going to do is, if plants died in the box, I was going to go ahead and fill in with those plants. So they're like bonus tomatoes, really. So here you go, Monday, May 31st. Tomatoes, oh plenty, just waiting for them to get red. The indeterminates are growing crazily big. The strawberry plants have stopped producing as much, but I've got all these little offshoot strawberry plants. And eventually I imagine this planter is going to turn into nothing but strawberries. So we'll see what happens. But so for next year, I'm going to wrap this up because they're at 6 minutes. Next year, this area right here, I'm going to do raised bed, probably about 4. And then along the fence, I'm just going to put a bed in at the bottom and put all of my cucumber plants there. Use the fence as a trellis. So that's my plan for next year. So there you go, May 31st. Things are happening in the garden. It's getting big. Look at that. It's over my head. And that's 7 minutes of video. I appreciate you guys. If you like my garden updates, give me a like. Give me a subscribe. This channel is going to be for things other than the garden. All my hobby interests: traveling, cooking, biking, bicycling, not motorcycling, and things like that. So I'm going to see what, people like, and I may spin off a channel doing that. I may spin off a channel for the puppies. You don't even know. So, all right, guys, 7 minutes. We'll see y'all later. See y'all next week. Have a great Memorial Day. Remember, your freedom was bought, really with the blood of others. People that stood up, people you don't even know, some people that you know, fought for your freedoms, and that's why America's a great place. Don't ever forget it. Be prepared. Be ready. We're out. We'll see y'all later.